when I was younger, my dad would always eat just like so much food, and it would always be different. And he would always, give me a piece, or I'd be curious. And I remember a few things, right? Like a Scotch egg, the egg in the middle. I would not eat it. I was like, it's disgusting, don't want it. Licorice. This guy love licorice, no clue why. But there were so many things that he ate, and pickles and gherkins. Gherkins, I hate. Man, I missed out on so many gherkins, guys, giving them to him. I hated them. I hated them as a kid. And as I've gotten older, I like eggs. I like gherkins. Licorice is a bit, we're still on the fence there. Maybe it'll hit me in my late 30s or something. It kind of got me to thinking, right, that there's a lot of things in life that you disagree with and you don't like when you're a kid. But when you grow up and have a bit more perspective, a bit more things to reason with, to think on, you agree or have a different view. Now, I say this because there's a lot of things as a kid people told me that was some pretty good advice and some pretty good advice, and I ignored it because, well, I thought I was right and I thought that I was smarter and whatnot. But as I've gotten older, I'm like, they were right. I should have listened. There's one thing that's standing out right now in my head, and it's a time where I was in a maths class, and we have a new teacher. We've had him for one lesson, and we've all messed about. We've all talked. None of us have done work, whatnot. The next time we've come in, he's arranged a seating plan for us, and we've all lined up. And he sat a kid down, and he sat another, and he sat another, and he sat this kid down that I don't really like. I didn't get along with the kid, and he told me I am to sit next to him, and I'm like, I'm not sitting there, right? Like, you're having a laugh, right? And whilst I'm talking to him, my hands are in my pockets, and I'm talking to him, and he's like, take your hands out your pockets, it's rude to talk to someone with your hands in your pockets. Now, at the time, you got to think, I'm a hothead, I am stupid, I'm young, and my teacher, he's very old-fashioned, and he is all about manners and respect. I had a massive argument with that teacher, and, I pretty much got taken out of school, not by the school, but by my own mum. Years later, I'd get back into school a little bit, and this teacher, he was absolutely amazing. Honestly, probably one of the best teachers I've ever had. And it sucks because off a second interaction with him, I judged him, I spewed anger at him, and honestly, he was such a caring person, and he showed me nothing but respect, nothing but love, and as a dumb kid, I showed him the complete opposite at that point in time. I'm lucky enough to have been able to actually have a relationship with this teacher, make it up to him, say sorry, and have a good time whilst in his class. Amazing teacher. But I'm sure nowadays that I never speak to someone with my hands in my pockets. I know it seems, even now, it seems maybe a little silly, but to me, it is, it's a small thing. I know it's tiny, but it is something that I wholeheartedly disagreed with and thought it was stupid. And now I get it. It is very small. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't learn it, There are going to be things, not even as a kid, but right now, that I believe to be true, or my opinion is the way I see things and whatnot, that will change in the future. So if anyone ever puts an opinion to you, a idea, or a view that you don't really agree with, don't put it all the way in the dark, because there might become a time where you get light shed on that thing that you didn't get before, and you can see it like, oh, okay. And there might be things that you don't, like the licorice that I still don't like. I used to think that because I had gone through a lot of life and experienced a lot of things that some adults hadn't, I thought that I kind of knew it all, and I kind of had a leg up on most people on life experience, which I do, but that doesn't mean I know everything. There are things that you just need to get old for. There are things that you kind of need to see recurring all the time to really understand them. And so no matter the age you are, unless you're maybe like 90, which if you're watching this video, that's kind of crazy. But if you are not 90, if you're 89, no, if you're young, realize that you have so much life to live, and you have so many experiences to live, even if your life has been jam-packed already. And you will never know how you view something or understand something way down the line. So always be, I don't know if the word's humble, but be cautious with how strongly you feel about something. I know I'm stubborn, and I felt strongly about a lot of things in life. And because I'm stubborn, I like to stick on those things. But they change. Some things change, and some things I've had more experience and more understanding of that thing to change my opinion or change my understanding of it. So yeah, never push it too far in the dark. And if you are younger, or in general, like, you're in your first maybe 40 years of life, try to understand other people's opinions and views, because you may not agree with it at the time, but maybe one day you'll start to like the gherkins and the eggs. You know what I'm saying? Licorice is disgusting. Honestly disgusting. I'm 24 and I think licorice is disgusting. Let's see, in about 15 years time, let's see if I like it. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.